Hello everyone, and now welcome to a game between 15 Sway and a Sock. I'm sure the actual map would be more interesting than what's happening in the waters here. Anyways, 15 Sway spawning as the yellow Night Elf here at what I'll call the 5 o'clock position, getting this to 2-minute speed with the 2-minute mark. Meanwhile, Sock spawning as the blue human. Alright, human versus Night Elf in a 1v1 matchup. It is going to be an Archmage going up against most likely a Keeper of the Grove based on the timing of all of the buildings. And here we are. Heroes are going to pop on out and this game will be getting started. Now, strategies abound. Looks like Sock wants to go for a fast expansion attempt, bringing the militia all the way over to the Tide Warriors and all of these Murlocs off to the north. Meanwhile, one scouting footman keeping tabs and keeping track on where exactly that Keeper of the Grove is. That early scout is is useful up until the point where that Keeper of the Grove gets to level 2. Also, the footman of Sock should not be engaging in this fight as it's looking to back away. Meanwhile, back off to the north here, Goldmine gonna get cleared up, Wisp now getting packed away here. We're looking at the Murlocs getting all finished. There they go, and we should be looking at an expansion attempt already. Keeper of the Grove is already at level 2, has not checked for Entangle as of yet, but will most likely be going for that as he will be able to hunt down and put on pressure with that level 2 Entangle, specifically targeting Footmen. After this, the Keeper of the Grove should be going to level 3, Cheers Metaphysics. The Keeper of the Grove should be trying to get to level 3, and at that point, we should be looking at either tier 2 and a second hero out in play as the Keeper of the Grove already finds one scouting footman. Archmage now trying to go after an archer, trying to return the favor of taking down one of these early tier 1 units. It looks as though that the archer may end up getting taken on one more fireball, and it does go down, but an Entangle now returning back on the Sock's low hit point footman. The Treant should be able to finish it off. No, doesn't finish it off right there as the Keeper of the Grove was unable to get enough auto attacks on that footman there. Archer now trying to retreat back around. Keeper of the Grove should be getting a little bit more mana, should try and put on pressure once more as a Tree of Life is being established. Meanwhile, Sock off to the north is setting up his expansion as well, and it looks like this is going to turn into an economic game. Both sides trying to go for expansions here, Tree of Life and a Town Hall. We'll see if this game goes long, what strategies both players will be trying to implement. Taking a look back across the center portion, Sock doing a good job, attempting to take out his opponent's creep camps and perhaps get a little bit more experience. The Archmage opens things up and already has plus 10 attack, and that really adds up onto those units there, down to 12 hit points already. Deny on that footman as the archers are now looking to retreat back once more. Now, both sides are going for the expansions, so it should be a little bit of time before the armies actually get large enough or the tech becomes robust enough for any real damage to be done. Both players are just trying to get into a better position to line up for that next stage of the game as the Archmage, picks up Dust of Appearance, still holds onto that Cloak of Shadows, and now also has Boots of Speed. Archmage sees that a Tree of Life is already making its way back across, or will see that a Tree of Life is already making its way across, notices that there is no expansion here, gonna make its way down, sees a Tree of Life already trying to transition, and it could end up getting destroyed before making its way over. The Keeper of the Grove was not escorting this Tree of Life, and that perhaps could be the big problem here. Archmage, are we gonna see some detonations? There's some detonation trying to remove some of that precious mana. Tree of Life already down to 500 hit points, and it looks like Sock is just going to absolutely abuse 15 Sway right here as the Keeper of the Grove gets up to level 3. Level 3 Keeper of the Grove now should be able to entangle down a lot more units, but the problem is Sock has such a large economic advantage that not much can be done. Another entangle now goes down. Keeper of the Grove wants to continue to pick off units, and the tech to tier 2 is now nearly completed as well. If more and more footmen are taken out, perhaps the Keeper of the Grove can build a supply advantage that way, but he's currently looking at 22 supply compared to 33 as we see another entangle go down onto this footman down to the south. This footman down here, is it going to get taken out? I do believe so. One more choke. Yes, it does get destroyed as the Archmage now makes his way back off to the north. Keeper of the Grove trying to rebuild that Tree of Life. Meanwhile, the economic advantage of Sok is just continuing to grow and grow, but it will be some time before the town hall is completed. Sok perhaps trying to seize the opportunity, building up a second barracks, already building up the blacksmith to try and transition into a large number of riflemen. Back off to the north here, Archmage still needs to get up to level 3, as he will be dealing with a level 3 Keeper of the Grove who is pressuring, and a level 2 Panda after this creep camp is cleared. Timing is going to be key here. Can the Keeper of the Grove perhaps punish and get in a couple more early easy kills? That is the question. The barracks are not training up anything as of yet. There you are, finally getting up the rifleman here. It's going to be finishing up another farm as the Panda, well, absorbing quite a bit of damage. Archers are trying to finish off the remainder of this creep camp here, as the Keeper of the Grove wants to put pressure onto some of these footmen. And here we are, Archers are going to be in trouble. Panda does sit at level 2. Are we going to see a Drunken Haze Breath of Fire across some of those units? No, yes, we are. Keeper of the Grove finds one footman in the back. There's a Drunken Haze. There's a Breath of Fire to add a little bit of damage as the Archers are still trying to retreat back. All right, Panda could try and go for another Breath of Fire here in just a moment. A little bit of damage coming back around the other side here. Keeper of the Grove, what is going on? Potion of Greater Healing is going to be used. Is it used in time here? Down to 90 hit points. There it is. There is another bit of damage. However, there is Drunken Haze. No Breath of Fire. He doesn't have enough mana for it, and maybe perhaps Breath of Fire would have been better there. And now as the Archmage and Alchemist are battling in the center. Level 3, level 2. Panda still needs quite a little bit more mana. There's an Entangle onto the Archmage. Archmage could have a lot of problems as 3 Claws of Attack plus 5 go down with that Archmage. A major damage dealing section for the hero, as the Archmage now forced to get resurrected. When you have that much economy, why the heck not just resurrect your hero? Keeper of the Grove now by his lonesome self needs to try and get away. Perhaps Staff of Teleportation will be able to teleport him back, leaving these archers a bit stranded. The expansion of 15 Sway could be in trouble, as the Archmage and the Alchemist now making their way back over. Meanwhile, we're looking at a Panda and a Keeper of the Grove already in position here, ready to try and defend. There is an Entangle. Archmage uses, Drunken Haze Breath of Fire. There's the Entangle, as he forgot while the Entangle is on, he is still exposed. Footmen do have defend. You can see that the Panda is trying to take down some of these units here, as we are getting into a couple of repairs as well. All right, Keeper of the Grove could try and entangle more, get in some more repairs onto this Tree of Life that is down to 215 some odd hit points, and it is still absorbing quite a bit of damage. Are we going to see another entangle there? Yes, we are. There's another entangle. There's another repair, and this Tree of Life is hanging on by a thread, fighting back as we are looking at a Scroll of Town Portal used in time now. A couple of footmen could get taken down. There goes one footman there, as the Tree of Life holds on at 100 hit points, much longer than I thought it possibly could. Beautiful hold by 15 Sway. Upgrades now coming in from Sok, as we may be transitioning perhaps into Spellbreakers. Still getting up the Priest and the Rifleman count now. Panda desperately wants to get up to level 3 and get that level 2 Breath of Fire before we transition into higher hit point units. We are looking at the Tree of Life still trying to be repaired. Archmage shows back up to the party. There's the Water Elemental. Alchemist is here, still sitting at level 1 as the units are retreating back. Keeper of the Grove shows up here. There's an auto attack onto the Archmage. The Tree of Life could end up getting taken down again. In comes the Priest. Tree Enter now coming off of the line as well, as we see an Entangle and a Dispelled Magic on that Priest there. Repair coming off from the Entangled Goldmine here. Panda now showing up to the party. There's a lot of repair coming back across. Are we going to see a Drunken Haze Breath of Fire across all of those units? There's that. There's the Breath of Fire going across those units there, as the Keeper of the Grove somehow gets a heal. More battling coming back across here. The Tree of Life down to 17 hit points, down to 13. It does end up getting taken down. I'm not quite sure why the Wisp backed away, as that was not the smart call there. The footmen were still always in position, as the Keeper of the Grove now escapes away at 33 hit points. Panda fighting by his lonesome self, does have Vampiric Aura, and now needs to retreat back again. It looks like Sok's economic advantage is just taking hold, but there is a hero level advantage for 15 Sway. Alright, Water Elemental easily going to get taken down here. Orb of Venom onto that Keeper of the Grove. We are at tier 3. We are looking at dual Ancients of Lore. Meanwhile, off to the north side here, the Alchemist is looking to get up to level 2. Sock really heavily, sitting on a tier, footmen and also casters right now. No spellbreakers to be seen, and we are also going in the castle. Now, with the castle, we do not have a lumber mill as of yet. We could be trying to perhaps transition into knights, as the Breath of Fire is not effective against those units there. There's another Breath of Fire going across multiple units, perhaps going to try and finish off some of those units. Orb of Venom damage coupled with some more slow poison there. Panda going to try and use a Breath of Fire, but no, realizes with the Alchemist's healing spray, it's just a bit too much to overcome. Footman could end up taking down, getting strangled down once more as the Alchemist is in trouble. Staff of Preservation for the save as he retreats back home and heals back up. All right, Brewmaster taking some artificial damage there. Could easily heal back up once more. We perhaps need to see some Druids of the Claw with Rejuvenation to heal up the Keeper of the Grove and this Panda. Panda sitting at level 3. Keeper of the Grove sitting at level 4 compared to a 3-2 human army, as the Panda now engages against all of these units here. Perhaps Vampiric Aura will help out just enough, as we're looking at the damage starting to rack up slowly but surely, going after those giant sea turtles first. The giant sea turtles going down first, and now only the gargantuan sea turtles are left. Vampiric Aura regenerating a little bit of additional hit points, as the Panda, each attack able to get in a little bit more hit points there. Wait, what? How come it looks like it's... Is he taking... Oh, how come it looks like he was taking damage? What is he taking damage from? Alright, it looked like he was taking damage and the number was going down. I'll have to watch the video later to confirm it or not. Druid of the Claw is now out onto the battlefield. 38 over 50. Random question. How many Dark Ranger Black Arrow strikes does it take to turn a unit into a skeleton? It does not need to be the last hit. When you attack with a Black Arrow, it purposely it places like a 3-second debuff onto the unit. So if it dies while that debuff is on it, then it turns into a skeleton. Back in the day, it used to have to be the very, very last hit. And by having to be the very last hit, no one was using the Dark Ranger at all, as it was nearly impossible to try and focus down a unit and still get that skeleton. All right, coming back down to here. Yes, 15 straight. Once again, trying to set up another expansion here. Meanwhile, the gold mine shows about 10 more minutes of mining. Keeper of the Grove and Trents are now making their way in to perhaps try and shut down this expansion here, as we're looking at the Pandas now sitting at level 4. Keeper of the Grove sitting at level 4, still trying to put on pressure. It feels like Sock just has a better command of the game, knowing what is going to go on and what's happening. Archmage has plus 24 attack, as the Panda is now trying to get away. Alchemist in that front line. Alchemist in that frontline spot as well. The economic advantage is just going to be far too much, and even if all of the peasants here fall, the Keeper of the Grove is not going to be able to shut down this expansion. Sock having a 67 compared to 48 supply advantage here, as we're looking at this expansion still up and operational. Coming back down to the south here, Archmage, does it have... Well, Claws a lot of damage there, plus 24 damage on that Archmage. Auto attack actually rather high. Panda could try and engage. There's a Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire, but many of those spellbreakers in that frontline portion not really concerned at all. Meanwhile, Sock now the third one, or the one with the third and final hero. Rejuvenation could be cast in the back here. This is actually a dangerous spot for Sock, as we are looking at Druids of the Claw trying to engage next to Moonwells, and there's also Druids in Druids of the Claw in Druid form, able to cast some Rejuvenation. Panda now in the front, completely separated there, as we're going to see some Siphon mana away from the Brewmaster, losing some of that precious mana again. All right, constant Dispel magic slow onto the Druids of the Claw. Are we going to see a little bit more healing? No, it does not look like that is going to be the case. Staff of Preservation for the save. Siphon mana away from the Brewmaster, as he's still trying to be in that frontline spot there. Vampiric Aura perhaps going to try and save the bears a little bit of damage here. And how long is it going to last, as we see Polymorph coming in from Sock? A couple of the Druids of the Claw feeling rather sheepish, as the Keeper of the Grove continuing to put in all of this pressure here. Siphon mana into the Archmage. Archmage finally finishes off a bear. Couple of the other Druids of the Claw being forced to back away, and as you see, they are just getting destroyed one at a time. Sock is just in a commanding tech advantage and economic advantage, even getting Polymorph to take over and to recover from his opponent's hero level advantage. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.